Well, hello there. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to install the head of a Geo Metro 3-cylinder engine. I'm talking like head gasket is blown, rebuilt head, you fix the burn valves, all that stuff. In my case, I went with a higher compression, like, bored and polished with the economy cam and advanced timing sprocket, all that stuff. But honestly, you could just fix your car too. You don't need to upgrade it, although upgrading it is good. One of the things you will need is beer, because this is a long project. I had time to grow a beard. So in a second I'm going to throw back to the original video and you'll see that I didn't have a beard. Now it doesn't have to take this long. In fact, you could do it in like a Saturday and a Sunday. However, I just had to wait on parts. I had to figure all of this out, so I did not know how to do it. You're going to see me make mistakes. You're going to see me redo stuff multiple times because it's just kind of complicated like that. I've never done anything like this, so it was just kind of me and a Haynes manual and the internet and just went to it. But I looked on YouTube and there's just not a lot of videos of people finishing this project. There's a few videos of people starting it. So I will finish this project because the car runs right now and it's awesome. So here we go. I'll just give you a quick tour of what we've done, and I did do some custom touches while I did this. So like I said, this is machined for higher compression so that I can use an advanced timing sprocket and some stuff like that. So I painted my valve covers, I polished things, I painted the headers. It's legit. I adapted my timing cover to be small and just have the timing bit on it so that the engine can look boss and also work good, and I painted things and all kinds of stuff. So anyways, the thing works great, like really good. I just got 49 miles per gallon, which is awesome for me. So that's really cool. I encourage you to do this project. Here's the deal. If you're willing to buy a few tools and experiment and kind of follow directions and, do some stuff and redo some stuff, you'll spend time, but you won't spend a ton of money, because this is one of those things where the parts don't cost that much, especially if you're just going for a stock rebuild. But the labor that you're saving is tremendous. So I encourage you to go for it. My name is Matt, and here we go back to the very beginning. Today, I'm going to tell you a short story about how I broke my Geo Metro, specifically the head gasket, which was a real bummer. And then we're going to get to how to fix it, because we're going to go on this journey together of repairing things because you're too cheap to pay for them. So here is my Geo Metro. I call this my $1,000 Prius because I bought it for $1,100 on Craigslist. And it gets the same gas mileage as a Prius, and I love it. I've used it for everything. You can see I have a roof rack on there. I use it to take my surfboards all over the place. I, move gear and I drive everywhere, and I love it. However, I have learned that this right here that says vehicle capacity, okay? Maximum load, 688 pounds, that's occupants plus cargo, is no joke. We went camping, me and some buddies, 2 adult dudes, and we were at capacity, just us. Then you add the luggage, and then you add a lot of firewood. And it was August. We were driving out of San Diego up the 8, which is quite a hill. And it turns out that is no joke. So what happened was the car didn't overheat, it just kind of freaked out all of a sudden. It started shaking really bad, and we just lost all power. I downshifted, like, 5th gear, 4th gear, 3rd gear, 2nd gear, and then it just kind of died. And so when we figured out, what happened was we got it to kind of run, and then the radiator, which is now over here, cracked, and it was just a big mess. But you can see there's a big crack in it. We taped it up and tried to limp it at least off the freeway, which we were able to do. Didn't start overheating until we kind of got it started back up, which was weird. So we didn't drive it overheating, we let it cool down, tried to limp it, it just wasn't happening. So I replaced the radiator because the radiator did crack, and I got this sweet, awesome, like 1-inch all aluminum, deal off the internet, and I had to kind of custom fit it, but it's gonna be a lot beefier, which is nice. So the problem is that now the car is still not running right, and I'm going to show you what's going on. Also, this is kind of funny. So we parked it on the side of the road. I found like street parking, but I was worried about it getting towed because we were going camping and I wasn't going to be able to rescue it for a couple of days. My plan was to come up with a radiator. I ended up not doing that, but here's the note that I left on the dashboard in case somebody got annoyed with it being parked there. Don't tell me, I'm coming back with a radiator, call me. Oh, I probably can't put that on the internet with my phone number, but whatever, I'll blur it out. So, all right, just a warning, it's gonna run really bad, okay? Let's start it up. Okay, if I give enough gas, it's actually running okay right now. All right, but that won't last. Okay, so it's warming up in the garage right now, and I'm just gonna explain real quick what we're talking about. Okay, the head gasket is a gasket. A gasket is just a material that goes between two things to keep things separate, okay? So you've got the bottom half of your engine, and then you have the top, which is the head, or heads, if in this case there's only one head. So here's what's going on. Your engine is full of lots of moving metal parts that can get very hot and fuse together and cause all kinds of problems. To keep things cool and lubricated and friction to a minimum, it's filled with oil, okay? So you're probably familiar with that. Check your oil, people, because if you ever run out of oil, like, you will melt your engine. It's bad news. Don't do that. Okay. The other thing that's going on is it still gets hot, even with the oil, so you're trying to keep the engine cool. So there's a bunch of channels running through the engine where water goes through to keep it cool. It's actually not water. It's radiator fluid and water. But then you have a water pump that's pumping that through, and then to keep the water cool, because of course it would get hot in the hot engine, it goes through a radiator that is kind of air cooled. It's basically a bunch of little fins that transfer temperature really well because they're made out of aluminum. Air goes over that, keeps it cool, all right? That's the basic idea. And then you also have air because you've got compression and all of that. So you have three things going through your engine, and the head gasket separates those things: oil, water, air. Okay, now, if you blow your head gasket, a lot of times, if you check your oil, it will be milky because the water has mixed with the oil, and it's really bad news. Stop driving your car right away. You're gonna have to get it fixed. It's expensive, okay? I was confused because I replaced the radiator and it was still running really poorly, but my oil was fine, so I didn't think I'd blown the head gasket, but it turns out you can also blow the head gasket between the air channels and the water channels, and so that's what I've done. So what's going on is the compression from the engine, the air pressure, is actually getting into the radiator. So what happened was we overloaded the car. It just was working too hard, and it's also 130,000 miles, so it was just going a lot, and it cracked that head gasket, let all the pressure from the hot engine, the air pressure, get into the radiator, which then cracked our very old radiator, and then caused all kinds of problems. So replace the radiator, we're good there. Now we're going to replace the head gasket. But first, let me help you diagnose this problem. All right, so got the car warmed up, and you can see it is shaking pretty good. That's not normal. It shouldn't be doing that. So it's not happy. And here's the deal: we've lost. What we're doing is we're losing compression from one of the cylinders into the coolant. So this is blowing out. Like, I can feel pressure getting on that. It shouldn't do this. If I watch, listen, see if you can hear this. Did you hear that? There shouldn't be air getting dumped into the thing. So what's happening is the radiator is getting overpressurized. It's dumping that pressure like it's supposed to into here. You also see we've got like smoke going on. It's not going well. So what's going on is, to diagnose this, you can pull the spark plugs, because this engine will run on 2 cylinders, and which is what it's doing. It will not run on only one. So if you pull one and it keeps running, that's the one that's blown. If you pull one and it keeps and it stops running, then that is one of the ones that's working. So we're gonna just try that. Here's the spark plug wire. Wow. Whoa, it kind of recovered. All right, it rallied. That didn't seem very good. So I'm gonna guess that it's kind of working on that one. I didn't like that very much. But then it kind of recovers. It would not run well like that. Let's see if this is right. Let's see, it didn't even change at all with that one. So this is the one that's blown. Looks like it can run momentarily on one cylinder. Impressive. So we're gonna get to fixing it. All right, so this about wraps up the first video in this series, kind of diagnosing and setting things up. I just want to show you what I did to get ready, and then the next video will be how to get your engine to top dead center. So this is all I've done, really. I put it up on ramps. Now, because I have this lip, I had to kind of use blocks to get on the ramps, but that's fine. I just want to have lots of room because I'm gonna have to get under there for some stuff. There's some pulleys and things I'm gonna have to get to. And then also, light is really important. So I've got this rope light I just kind of threw all around it just to make my life easier, and also part of that's just for video. But I also have this guy. Thank you, Kevin Nieto. This was I think a birthday present or Christmas or something. He got me this. He's my buddy. He helps me a lot with cars, and he also did all the emotional mechanical counseling when I was on the side of the road, which I appreciate. So we're kind of set up there, and then just find a good clean workspace. Have tools or get tools. Here's the thing. You save a lot of money when you do your own car repairs. Like this is the Haynes manual. This will help you a lot. The internet will help you a lot. Hopefully I'm going to help you today. Your friends can help you a lot. And every time you do a car repair yourself, even when you have to buy tools, you can end up saving a ton of money and having tools at the end, which is, now it does cost you time, so if you don't have time, that's fine. But don't be freaked out to learn new stuff. It's actually, this is how you learn stuff. You just start doing it, and you'll make a few mistakes, that's okay. So I'm by no means a professional. I've never done anything to this level of repair before, but we're gonna go for it. So I hope you stick with me, and I will break this up into separate videos so that it will be helpful to people looking to do any of these steps. So see you in video 2.